your experiences have allowed you to make yourself a comfortable place here on earth. And I think that's what people want. And so when people ask me, what happened? How did you turn it around? I think what they're noticing is that I've been able to create a congruent lifestyle with what I seem to be as an identity. And so how would you speak to that? What are some of the transformations you've seen as a coach where people go into an experience feeling isolated, alone, separate, and then are able to transform their actual life, not just their inner being, but their external experience? What are some of those revelations that you've had?
Yeah, that's a really good question. So using the psychological perspective just for a moment, I think a lot of what we see as, let's say, dis-ease, like diseases or conditions or illnesses of the being, just of the human being, the dis-ease is from something being not aligned and something being disconnected. There's something either internally that's not in alignment with something externally, or there's a complete disconnect, a complete isolation from something that's essential to our well-being. Like you so perfectly said, we are inherently supposed to feel connected and loved and a part of something bigger, but so many of us go through different stages of life or go through life where we feel completely disconnected and cut off from that feeling that is our birthright, I think. And that can look so many ways. That could look like somebody's been working in a job for 25 years that they actually think is really horrible or contributing in some terrible way, but they're just living with it. And that could be for so many reasons. That could be that they have to, they need to put food on the table, but there's something off, there's something out of alignment. And so seeing something from a broader perspective, an aerial view, sometimes through psychedelics or meditation, or even just some other form of spiritual awakening or some other way of having a revelation, they can see that something's off and they make a change and they shift that thing and some miraculous things happen, or they just realize what they were supposed to be feeling like all along. It's a really concrete example I'm giving right now. I don't think it's a great example because a job is a job. It's a sort of very important thing for most people to maintain. But these alignments, these things that if we are not living our truth, or we're living something that feels really out of balance or out of alignment, we feel shut down. We feel disconnected from who we really are inside. And I think that it's a privilege to be able to come to spiritual practice because of that. It's a privilege to be in spiritual community because of that, because we get an opportunity to question and inquire about what is not working for us, and can we change it? Can we honor the part of ourselves that doesn't feel fully connected to how we're living or what we're doing or what it is that we're pursuing in our life, where we're putting our attention, where we're putting our focus. And one really fascinating part about integration work is finding that sweet spot of what is in our control and what's not. Because for many people, they come out of an experience and they've had these revelations and they have these new understandings. And part of my role is to help them see what can we do with that new information? What can we do with that new insight? How can we be given this new experience of being? And some things are in control. You're in your control. Basic things. Let's say, this person actually feels a lot better when they spend 5 minutes outside in the morning before they go to work, or very simple things like that. Then there's really big things like, can you be in this marriage anymore? Can you be in this job that you've spent 40 years of your life? Can you do that anymore? There's huge consequences to making decisions as well around those types of things. And so really the integration process is figuring out what is in your hands and what can you honor and be with in a way that makes sense for your life. And then what are things that you need time to just see how life is going to unfold. And that's finding that sweet spot can be challenging, but it's also really interesting to just see what are the little tweaks that people need to make in their life to feel more whole, to feel more themselves, to feel more connected, to feel more in their purpose.
Yeah, absolutely.